Scott Ball actually mucking pocket deuces there from up front. If those graphics were correct, pretty nitty stuff. And Maria Ho's going to open here with 9-8 of diamonds. Randy Lou calls with pocket fives. Phil Laak with 9-10 suited. He's going to come in, as is Dan O'Brien, and we're going to see a family pot here. Looks like Helmuth's in there as well. So 5 ways. Wow, Phil opening it up with 3-4 offsuit. 5 ways here. Ooh, big flop. Look at this. Dan O'Brien with 10-8 of clubs, top pair, straight flush draw. Phil Laak's flopped the nuts here. Maria Ho's got 9-8 of diamonds. Look at this flop, folks. This is monstrous. And Laak's got the stone cold nuts. He's going to bet out on the button. It gets checked to him. Dan O'Brien has just called, it looks like. This is an absolute monstrous flop. Maria Ho didn't bet the flop as the pre-flop raiser with 9-8. Top pair open-ended with 9-8. Laak's got 9-10 for the nut straight. Dan O'Brien with 10-8 of clubs for top pair. Gut shot straight flush draw. Maria Ho is going to play this as a check raise as the pre-flop raiser. Wow. That's one way of playing it. And Phil Laak has the nuts, and they are deep. Remember, Maria started this hand with 18,000, and Phil Laak is pretty close to having her covered. I think he started with at least 15, and he's just calling her. He's got the nuts. It's a very, very wet board. She has check raised as the pre-flop raiser. He just calls, and Dan O'Brien's got 10-8 of clubs behind. Now, he's not that deep. And he might come back over the top here for a shove. We'll see. This is a crazy hand. I'm really, really surprised that Laak is just calling here when Maria Ho has check raised this board as the pre-flop raiser, basically announcing that she's got a big hand. And what is Dan O'Brien going to do? Really, really big hand here. Probably the biggest hand we've seen here so far. Definitely the biggest hand we've seen so far. O'Brien appears to be at least 10,000 deep as well. He's got a stack of pinks, which is about 10,000. Now, one of the things as an experienced cash game player that might be going through his head is his draw dominated? His hand might appear to be bigger than it actually is. Meaning, like, yeah, he's got top pair and a straight flush draw, but if someone else has a made hand like Laak and he's up against a draw that's bigger than his hand's garbage. Like if someone had the ace-high flush draw and someone had a straight already, he'd have very little equity. And I think that's might be what's going through his head right here. Some guys really overplay a hand, but when you're in a multi-way spot with 10-8 of clubs and you see heat in front with 2 other people, you can sometimes get away from it. A bet, a check raise, but he's just going to go with it. He's getting it in. I thought for a second he was going to fold. It looked like he was putting the cards, but he's just check raising, looked like to 7,000. And now for Maria Ho, I mean, she only has 9-8. I thought that she played this hand a little bit strangely as a check raise, as the pre-flop raiser with 9-8, and I think that she can just get away from it here. I mean, she has check raised Phil Laak. Phil Laak has called. Then she has gotten back raised by Dan O'Brien. Back raised all in by Dan O'Brien out of the small blind. Still have to worry about Phil Laak behind you. I think that she's gonna find a rather easy fold here.
You like free stuff? I'm betting you said yes. Hey, it's Chris Hansen. We have a brand new free app, a poker app, the Poker Night in America downloadable app. You can find it in your app store. The links are in the descriptions below. We're always giving free stuff away on the app. You can play against people from all over the world. So what are you waiting for? My mother would appreciate it if you would download our new app today.
I think that she's gonna find a rather easy fold here. And then obviously Laak and O'Brien are going to get it in for a massive, massive pot. Yep. And again, not sure if they're going to run it multiple times here or what. Obviously, we can't hear them. Here we go to the turn. Turn is a 5. Oh, and the river's the 4 of clubs. So Dan's going to win the first run. They are running it multiple times. Turn is the queen of diamonds. River is an 8. And it looks like they're running it 3 times. And I'll explain that to you guys if you don't know. Queen of spades on the 3rd run. Running it 4 times, actually. Jack and then a 7 on the 4th time. So Phil Laak wins 3 out of 4 times here. So he is going to win 3/4 of the entire pot. And I'll explain to you guys.
Hey, you know, you watching this video, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm trapped in here, inside the computer. So do me a favor, watch another one of our videos, but then after that, get me out of here. Also then hit like and subscribe, please. And then get me out again.